Meet Rob Nelson, talk show host.
Because you got the 70s thing going there. I got someone's underwear.
Robert Kennedy, thanks for taking a minute. Simple question.
Tucker, it's good to see you. Listen,
you're a Bitcoin maximalist. You're Bitcoin forever.
I hate this central bank digital currency.
Hey, I don't have all the answers, but together, I know we can find them.
Down in competition in the ratings tab for late night weekend viewers.
hey everybody, welcome to Rob Nelson Live. All right, ready to get your brain spun? Tonight's the night. Wow. We're going to go 360 and back and around. And if you've been watching my show, and some of you have and some of you haven't, and more of you should, but that's fine. Posterity will remember these. I'm going to take you on a trip that is going to be a trip that's like sort of like, it ain't over till it's over. Yogi Berra. You are not going to see where this is going. So I don't care which side of the aisle you're on, the left or the right, pay attention. Trump posted the other day. Let me back up. 7 Democrats did a video. Their names are sort of unimportant. Mark Kelly from Arizona, the astronaut, Elisa Slotkin from Michigan, 5 others. They were all either vets or were in the intelligence community. And I think Mark Kelly was a vet because I think he was Air Force or something. And the video went viral because they called on military service members saying, you do not have to follow unlawful orders. That's a fact. You don't have to follow unlawful orders. That's true. In fact, you've sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution. You should not follow unlawful orders. That's not a hard one, right? I mean, you swear to uphold the Constitution. You serve the United States of America. You serve under the commander-in-chief. But if the commander-in-chief told you, hey, go shoot up a bunch of people, you are not obligated, nor should you follow an unlawful order. If it broke the law, if it was against the Constitution, you'd have every right to say, I refuse that order. Why they made this video is sort of less important. We know why they made it. They made it because they want to stir the pot up more, right? They're upset about us blowing Venezuelan drug boats out of the water, extrajudicial, as they call it. They're upset about ICE enforcement. I've got issues with the ICE enforcement. I don't have issues with blowing the drug boats out of the water. Sorry. I'm going to try to bring these people to court. You know what? When your kids, your loved ones, when enough people you know have died, I'd say to these members of Congress, when enough people you know have died from illegal drugs, maybe you don't give a fuck if you're blowing some dumbass Venezuelan boat out of the water that's got a bunch of drug dealers racing drugs into the U.S. Maybe you just go, let me set my priorities elsewhere. But that's not the point. They made a video trying to incite and trigger a political firestorm, which they did, saying, none of you, hundreds of thousands of service members have to follow an unlawful order. Okay, well, again, that's obvious. You don't have to follow an unlawful order. Why they did the video is also obvious. What happens next? Trump is Trump. Wow, what did Trump do? He went on Truth Social. This is his platform. And he said, it's dangerous to our country. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Trump sort of speaks on his social platform. He does kind of speak like he's like, it's sort of the way the Chinese Communist Party talks. Like they sort of speak of this sort of oddly sort of third person thing with weird use of words. Their words cannot be allowed to stand. Seditious behavior from traitors. Lock them up? Question mark, question mark, question mark. President DJT. Okay. Seditious behavior from traitors. That's fighting words. Lock him up. Then he got really serious. He took a few minutes, went back to his social. Seditious behavior. He does all caps too, like a kid. Punishable by death. Wow. Seditious behavior, punishable by death. And then he reposted somebody's comment that said, hang them, George Washington would. That's not good. It is not good to have the President of the United States retweeting people saying that you should hang members of Congress and saying that they're traitors and their seditious behavior is punishable by death. Just really not good. You know, if we learned anything from Charlie Kirk, the left's inflammatory rhetoric, calling people Nazis, fascists, whatever, that do at all costs stop them, leads to people to go to all costs. Having a figurehead, the President of the United States, saying these people are seditious, traitors, and you hang traitors, their punishment should be death, and reposting somebody saying hang them, that's taking trolling to a whole nother level. You know, it's just, and I get the backlash from the left. This is the only reason I don't really care that much about their backlash is, by the way, look at that. Look at my arms. I'm actually getting there, right? I got some stuff going on in my guns because they do the same fucking thing. Like they triggered the whole thing of like kill the right, just kill the deplorables, and they're Nazis, fascists. They're going to destroy the world. They're existential threat to humanity. Charlie Kirk was just a high-profile version of it. So they did the same thing. So their moral outrage, oh my God, how dare he? I'm just like, whatever, you did the same thing. But I don't like it either way. I don't really like the President of the United States calling these people traitors and saying that's punishment should be death and reposting somebody saying hang them because some lunatic's going to walk in and shoot one of them. And even if nobody shoots them, it's creating this climate where everybody's just decided it's okay to weaponize the violence, rile your supporters up, call the other side something worse than horrible, call them monstrous, call them something so worse than a rabid wolf, you know, like put them down. And then somebody does it and everybody's shocked. I don't think Trump's trolling. I think he's pissed. I've said, I think Trump has the thinnest ego in the world. And he's in fighting mode. Is that good? Is it bad? I don't have a problem with Trump in fighting mode. I've been really critical of him lately for certain things he's done and not done. And I've been critical of those who just blindly follow along and say, I can never, he's like, the emperor has no clothes at a certain point. No, you can point out if he's not wearing pants. It's okay. It's okay to acknowledge when, something ain't right. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to say, all the Trump supporters, the MAGA people, you don't have to come out now and explain why it makes sense that he posted like hang 'em, George Washington would. It's punishable by death. When 2-3 weeks ago, you were furious that the left did that and got Charlie Kirk killed. Like it's you got to no, I'm a Libra, right, but I'm consistent. It's like you got to be fair. I know some people would hate me saying that. They hate the fairness thing, but you got to be fair. My girlfriend would like to hang me for being fair. But, at a certain point, you got to be consistent. If it wasn't okay to rally up people to try to kill Trump, calling him a fascist, Hitler, Nazi, worst thing in the world, so people are going to try to kill him. They took Charlie Kirk out for the same thing. If that wasn't okay, then it's not okay for him to be like, these people are seditious traitors and they should be hung. And by the way, what they said wasn't wrong. You don't have to follow illegal orders. In fact, you shouldn't follow illegal orders. Now, that said, Trump's orders aren't illegal. Him taking out these Venezuelan drug cartels, it's not illegal. Maybe someone will decide it is. The ICE actions might be offensive to me, the degree that they're going, but it's not illegal. And again, courts will make their rulings. But no. If a commander-in-chief told U.S. troops to go into a city and just start gunning down civilians left, right, and center, you would have every right to say, I do not believe that's a lawful order. I will not comply. So their video wasn't wrong, and it wasn't done to actually accomplish anything good. It was done in defiance, in Trump derangement syndrome, and the left just, the left is like a bunch of little kids just punching at whatever they can punch at. Trump's a bully and he punched back. But I'm not okay with how he did it. But now here's where the twist comes. So that's offensive. And it's wrong. And more people on the right should call it wrong. They shouldn't hesitate. They shouldn't qualify. They should be like, not okay, Mr. President, to be saying that members of Congress who posted a video saying the military doesn't have to follow illegal orders are seditious traitors and should punishment for that is death, and reposting, hang them. It's not traitorous or seditious to tell the military. Now, I get it. He's like, but they're trying to signal to the military, don't do what Trump tells you to do. That's not good. But the reality is saying don't follow an illegal order is factual and accurate. Trump could come out and say, honestly, you shouldn't follow illegal orders, and I'm not giving you any illegal orders, but you do have to follow my orders because I'm commander-in-chief. So as long as my orders are legal, you follow them. That's fair. Hang them, seditious traitors, not okay. So where does the spin on this come? Because here's where this is going to get interesting. And here's where you're all about to jump out of your boxes if you're lucky. If you're lucky. If you listen to Talk to Me Taylor's show, you know, she's all about getting out of the boxes. And, you know, one day Talk to Me Taylor might tell you all the boxes she jumped out of. Y'all watch Talk to Me Taylor. She'd be like, hey, Talk to Me Taylor, tell me about the boxes you've jumped out of. She jumped out of a few. She's a box jumper. Donald Trump doesn't fit in a box, and I'm about to tell you why. So all you Trump worshipers and mega fanatics and whatever, we're all on the commie train. Mandami the commie Mandami. Take him down. He's a socialist. Boom, 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 boom. What does Trump do? Invites him to the White House. Well, you're all trashing him for being the biggest communist fucking loser coming in to destroy New York City, take it out at its knees, everything that's wrong with America. Go Fox News. Go all you right-wing influencers. Go, 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 go. Trump invites him to the White House. Did you get that right? Invites him to the White House. And they met in the White House today. Trump and Kami Mandami. Sean Hannity, you paying attention? So I get it. Mandami even said, you know, as he's getting ready to train wreck New York City, he said, you know, he'd meet with Jamie Dimon, the JP Morgan, the Chase CEO, you know. Bill Ackman, the billionaire, said, you know, hey, on X, if Mandami needs my help, let me know what I can do. Of course they are. They're like, they're worried he's going to undercut the actual core of New York City. So they're like, can we help? Can we work together? Trump went one step further. He invited him to the White House. I want to contrast these two things. Chuck Schumer in the Senate, Jeffries in the House. Chuck Schumer, you know, he's lighting a match. He's lighting a match in a country soaked with political gasoline. Jeffries, we've gotten in touch with the sergeant at arms at the U.S. Capitol Police to protect the families. Donald Trump must immediately delete these unhinged social media posts and recant his violent rhetoric before he gets someone killed. That's Jeffries. Donald Trump must immediately delete these unhinged social media posts and recant his violent rhetoric before he gets someone killed. And maybe you should do the same. Might I suggest you advise your own party members to immediately delete their unhinged social media posts for the last 4 years and recant their violent rhetoric, because you've already gotten people killed. But point taken. That Kami Zandami. So Trump agreed to take the meeting because Kwame Mandami asked for it. And before the meeting, Carolyn Levitt, the press secretary, called him a commie. I love how we call the commie thing. It's just so fucking old-fashioned. First of all, he's not a commie. He's a socialist, democratic socialist. His policies suck. What he's trying to do won't work, and it never has worked at base level unless he does it a different way. But this commie thing, God, what is it? 70 years, 80 years we've been hurdling this word out there since the 50s. Commie, 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 commie. Nobody even knows what it means anymore. Show me a real communist. Show me a real communist and I'll show. I was going to have a joke, but I'll show you. Show me a real communist and I'll show you 4 genders. I don't know. Here's where the twist comes. So inviting him to the White House, fine. On the heels of calling for the execution of members of Congress who posted a video saying that the military doesn't have to follow unlawful orders. Here's where the twist comes in. I'm going to read you some quotes. And I'm going to guess part of your brain will think Donald Trump said these things. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I want to congratulate the mayor. He ran a really incredible race, against a lot of smart people, starting with the earliest primaries, against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them, and he beat them easily. So Trump. Kami Mandami, who's going to destroy New York City. First, I just want to congratulate the guy. Man, what a great fucking job you did, man. You took people down. You battled. You did a Trump. You knocked out everybody. Took the primaries. Took them all out. Fought a great race. Took down the smart ones, the powerful ones. Good for you. And then he said, and we talked about some things we have in common. Housing, getting housing built, and food and prices. Okay, he didn't stop there. You guys can go and look this up for yourself. He said New York, which is his hometown, will get a, quote, great mayor, and the White House will be there to assist. All right, hold on. Donald Trump just said Kami Mandami is going to be a great mayor, and he's there to help. Yeah, and again, 12 hours earlier, he called for the execution of members of Congress. Did any of you MAGA people see it coming? Because I'd like to hear from you if you did. Did you see it coming that Donald Trump was going to call Zandami a great mayor? And I'm here to help. He's got a plan, and I'm here to support him. I think he did an amazing job, ran a great race. We're friends. See, now the left's in a bit of a bind here because you could get angry at him for doing that with Putin. You could get angry at him for doing it with MSB, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. You can get angry at him for doing it with the totalitarians, the people you don't like. What are you going to say that he's now doing it to the fucking lefty socialist commie that you guys are all in love with? He just called him a great mayor and said we're going to work together. He never called Gavin Newsom a great governor. He said, I'm here to help the guy. Mandami's going to be a great mayor. He went farther. I think you're going to have hopefully a really great mayor, and the better he does, the happier I am. I say there's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. Read between Donald Trump's 5th grade language. There is no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. He's going to be a really great mayor, and the better he does, the happier I am, and the more I will do to help him. All of you on both sides should put your fucking swords down and listen. The man you hate or the man you admire has literally just thrown you both in the fucking crosswinds. Those of you who hate him, he's a monster. He's evil. He's partners with totalitarians. He just literally picked up the Kami Mandami that everybody's dumping under the bus and was like, come on in, my friend. Let's work together. I think you're going to do great, young man. I'm proud of you for how tough a race you fought, and I'm here to help you build New York. Let's get to work. Go for it, everybody. Give the man a pat on the back. No, he went further. This is my favorite part. First of all, he said he's going to surprise people. Trump said he's going to surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. Again, all of you on both sides should be putting your weapons down for a minute. he partnered with the guy, the commie Mandami on the left. So you all on the left who are like, he's a monster fascist. Why are he and Mandami having tea and coffee in the White House and budding it up? Building a budding partnership. I feel like I'm in Casablanca. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship, you know, as Humphrey Bogart, you know, watches the plane take off. And you on the right, so eager, so excited. I don't like the social democratic policies, but I said I understand why he's doing them, because people are fucking tired. They're exhausted. They're broke. They can't pay rent. They can't afford housing. They can't buy food. They can't pay for gas. They're fucking fed up with Democrats, Republicans, Congress, everybody just circle jerking. And they're like, get me the fuck out. I'll vote for the Democratic Socialists. Thank you very much. All you on the right, all your panties upside your mouths right now. Wow, your royal leader literally just sat down with an enemy and was like, you're great. You're going to be a great mayor, and I'm going to help you rebuild New York City. None of you can even have an answer to this. So none of either side of you. So you're all so busy pissing at one another and pointing guns that you failed to see the thing that both Donald Trump and Kami Mandami both see. They want to make America a better place. Trump genuinely wants America to be stronger. Mandami genuinely wants New York and average New Yorkers to be able to live and survive in the city they live in. They have very different views on how they want to do it, but that doesn't mean they can't build a bridge. Enter Talk to Me Taylor. Go ask her about getting out of boxes. She's the box breaker. Mandami said what he really appreciated about the meeting. And he said, we were very clear about our positions and our views. But what I really appreciated is that we focused not where we disagreed, because there were many places, but we focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4, that's 25%, for those of you who don't want to do the math, boy or girl math, living in poverty. And he said our meeting came back over and over again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of their struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford, but actually start to live in it. My meeting with Monster Trump led us to realize we could do a lot to help all these people, 1 in 4 in poverty, not just struggle to afford a city, but be able to live in it. My meeting with Kami Mandami helped me see this man's a vibrant, strong, willing to punch the system in the face just like me, and I can help him build New York. They both want to make America, New York, people in this country better. Those of you on the left who are determined to just like psycho on Trump, miss that. But he just blew your cover because he just took Kami Mandami, your new hero, under his wing and was like, hey, buddy, let's do this together. And those of you on the right who are so bent out of shape with your high righteousness, like as if, you know, if you were living in poverty and couldn't pay rent, you'd be pissed too. So get off your high horses, your moral high horses, and realize like Mandami's maybe wrong in how, but he's not wrong in why. But here's where it gets really amazing. So Jackie Henwich, the senior White House correspondent for Fox News, tees it up. She's going to do the gotcha on Mandami and says, you know, you referred to Trump as a fascist, right? And press, they all love to do this, you know. The left press loves to do it, you know. When MTG went on Dana Bash and sort of confessed her sins and said, I've probably been a little too much in this, throwing shit at people, and I apologize. I believe in Jesus. I need to do better. All Dana Bash could do was go, so that means when you said on December 2nd, you said blah, 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 and on October 3rd, blah, blah, blah. Does that mean you don't mean that you meant those horrible fascist things you said? Like, seriously, she just said, I'm sorry, I probably fucked up. Well, Jackie Heinrich did her own version. You called him a fascist, Mandami. I got you. You're in the White House. You're at a press conference, which, by the way, Trump was seated. Mandami was standing. Don't ever forget the power dynamics. Trump sits through the press conference. Mandami stands by his side. You can't make that shit up. You can't make it up. Kami Mandami standing next to the president he hates, and Trump sitting in his chair, refusing to, like, I don't get up. And them like bonding, like they're going to go golfing. Oh, I can't wait for the press to have a field day when Trump invites Mandami to go golfing at Palm Beach. Woo! So she's got him. You called him a fascist. You gotcha. Well, Mandami, trying to, dodge the bullets, tries to dodge the bullets. He sort of stammers around. Well, I've spoken about, like he doesn't just say yes. He's like, well, I've, because he's trying to like be diplomatic and polite. Fucking Trump does Trump. He just goes, that's okay. You can just say yes. Like, wow. Mandami's like almost confused. Trump's like, it's okay. Don't just say yes. You called me a fascist. It's all good. So Mandami's like, okay, I've been given permission. Okay, all right. And Trump goes, I'm laughing because it's so Trump. He goes, it's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind. Like, wow. Just say yes. You called me a fascist. It's all good. Don't try to dance around it. Don't try to explain it. Seriously, I got no problem. Just say yes. You called me a fascist. It's all good. Wow. I mean, think about that. Kami Mandami standing next to the president as they were affirming their commitment to New York. The reporter from Fox, the right-wing outlet, puts him on the spot. You called him a fascist. As he tries to avoid the answer, Trump is like, just say you called me a fascist. It's fine. Just easier than dealing with these people than trying to dance around it. You called me a fascist. We're all good. And then Trump goes on to say, I met with a man who really wants to see New York be great again. I met with a man, that's Kami Mandami, who really wants to see New York be great again. This is what I've been saying to you all for the last 2 weeks. Mandami wants New York to be a better place. Whether his policies will work or not, you miss the point on the right if you just want to jump on this ideological bandwagon of commie socialists are bad. He actually wants to fix a broken city. And Trump, smart enough to realize that and go, I just met with a guy who really wants to see New York be great, and I'm going to work with him to help. I don't agree with some of what he wants to do, some of how he wants to do it. But, we have some problems here, and I want to see them fixed, and he wants to see them fixed, and we can work together. There is a huge takeaway here. And it depends how you want to look at it. One, Donald Trump doesn't fit in a box. And the mistake everybody makes on both sides is trying to put him in a box. The left has put him in one box, and his religious supporters have put him in another box. He doesn't actually fit in either box. Somewhere inside a lot of conservatives' heads right now, shit is spinning and they don't know what to do with it. Because they were so ready to drive the stake into Mandami, they don't know what to do. Maybe they'll be like, I didn't hear him say it. Or maybe they'll be like, I don't think he really meant it. Or maybe they'll be like, I'm not listening, I'm plugging my ears. Because he literally just said, I just met with a man. I just met with a man who wants to see New York be great again. And he's going to be a great mayor. And all you lefty Trump derangement people, again, I get how you get worked up about the Putin stuff. What's your answer going to be with this one? How are you going to explain this one away? Trump calling Mandami a great future mayor, telling him you did a great job and this man wants to make New York great and we're going to figure out how to do it together. How do you spin that? And you got to balance that against the guy who literally 12 hours earlier said that the people who said ignore illegal military orders, who remember Congress committed treason, which is punishable by death, and put up retweeted something that somebody said, hang them all. That's what George Washington would have done. Like, wow. All in 24 hours, can't make it up. I've always said this. Trump doesn't fit in a box. Boxes don't work. Most of us are trying to live in boxes. The boxes don't work. And we're trapping ourselves in them. Trump kind of busted the boxes. Mandami's kind of busting a box. A slightly anti-Semitic, Muslim man who's a democratic socialist who becomes mayor of New York City. Doesn't really fit in a box. He might end up being a great mayor. What if Mandami fucking fixes New York with Trump's help? Trust me, free transportation for everybody that way won't work. Fixing prices in grocery stores won't work. But he's willing to bust out of the box and try things. And that's what Trump does. Trump's never fit a box. That's why I always was baffled why people hated him so much, but also why people worship him. He's like, he doesn't fit your box. He doesn't fit your box if you're the uber conservative. He doesn't fit your box if you're the ultra progressive. He doesn't fit a box. He's not uber conservative, and he's clearly willing to work with an ultra progressive to make New York better. And he's not just like, I'll work with him. He's like, I think he's going to be great. Things will be great for the city. I swear to God, they're going to be golfing before you know it. I want to be the fly on the wall inside their conversations. It's a lesson for us all. One, not to overreact. Trump trolls, Trump says things. I'm not a fan, and I started this out on the violence stuff because I do think other people will get triggered and think now it's okay to go shoot members of Congress. So I do think he should tone the rhetoric down. But it's like I always say, and I'll go personal here with my girlfriend. The things about me that are the worst things about me are also what make the best things about me happen. If you wanted to clean Trump up so he didn't do those crazy things that seem destructive or outlandish or extreme, he also wouldn't be a guy who might be able to actually make peace in the Middle East, possibly end the Ukraine war, and partner with Kami Mandami to rebuild New York. He wouldn't be able to do those things if he didn't do the other things. My mic just took a dive. Like I said, it's what I say about myself. The parts of me that are wacky and crazy must be so irritating. They must be irritating as fuck for her. But all the amazing things about me probably wouldn't work if those things didn't exist. And that's not being in a box. Trump's actually kind of a role model for getting out of the box. So, first of all, everybody needs to stop trying to put him in a box because it's just going to make everybody crazy. The left and the right. It's going to make you all nuts. He's not going to fit in any of your boxes. He's just going to make his own. But that's a lesson for all of us. Because Kami Mandami, and I'm saying that actually with like joy, because that's what they nicknamed him. So Kami Mandami and fascist Trump, because that's what Mandami called him, are going to have a great time and rebuild New York City. We should all watch and learn. It's Rob Nelson Live. Have a great weekend.
Meet Rob Nelson, talk show host.
Because you got the 70s thing going there. I got someone's underwear.
Robert Kennedy, thanks for taking a minute. Simple question.
Tucker, it's good to see you. Listen,
If you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you're Bitcoin forever.
I hate this central bank digital currency.
Hey, I don't have all the answers, but together, I know we can find them.
Down and down.